Hamza Choudhury was born in the English city of Leicester on December 11, 2000. But did you know that this young footballer has literally made history? Because this past March, when he stepped off the plane at Sylhet airport in Bangladesh, he was greeted by more than 10,000 screaming fans. But how did this Leicester City Academy graduate end up playing for Bangladesh? Well, that's what we'll find out today. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode where we bring you the craziest, funniest, and most exciting stories from the world of football. And believe me, this is one of the best ones yet. So without any further delay, let's get started. Growing up in the town of Loughborough, just outside Leicester, Hamza was naturally a Leicester City fan. In fact, he supported them so much that he would always tell his friends that one day he would win the Premier League with them. But little did he know that his future was far greater than even that. After coming through Leicester's academy, he was called up to the first team by manager Claude Puel in August 2019. But it was under Brendan Rodgers that he really shone. It's making 28 appearances in all competitions during the 2020-21 season, and then came the FA Cup final. What was an all-English final between Leicester City and Chelsea, Hamza came on in the 78th minute to replace James Maddison. And if there was ever a time for him to make an impact, it was now, and make an impact he did. Just 4 minutes after coming on, he got into a great position inside the box, but could only fire over. And as extra time approached, he had another chance, this time heading wide from close range. But his time would come in the 115th minute, when his deflected shot fell kindly for Youri Tielemans, who made no mistake. The stadium erupted, and Leicester City had their first FA Cup title since 1969, and I'm sure you can imagine how proud Hamza must have felt having played a part in this historic victory. However, despite being at one of the best clubs in the country and winning the FA Cup, Hamza found himself falling down the pecking order. And as a result, he went on loan to the newly promoted side Nottingham Forest in the summer of 2022, but even there he was, in getting enough game time. So in January 2023, he joined fellow championship side Middlesbrough on loan until the end of the season. But why are we telling you all this? Well, because this period of his career was the making of him. You see, while playing for Middlesbrough, he met a guy called Saqib, who happened to be Bangladesh's all-time top scorer. And soon enough, they started talking about Bangladeshi football and the prospect of Hamza playing for them. But before we get to that, let's talk about the Bangladesh national team. They've never qualified for the World Cup, and their highest FIFA ranking was 186 in February 2011. However, they've done fairly well in the SAF Championship, which is a tournament involving South Asian teams. They've won it a record 8 times, and were also runners-up in 2023. Now, a few months prior to this, Bangladesh had a new coach, Javier Forgas, who was keen on changing the way the team played. He wanted a more attacking style of football, and Hamza's name was at the top of his wish list. You see, Bangladesh were looking for a creative and dynamic midfielder who could unlock defenses with his passing range and vision, and Hamza fit the bill perfectly. But there was one small problem. Under FIFA rules, a player can only switch his allegiance once, and you can only do so if you meet certain criteria. For example, you can switch to a team whose nationality you possess, or you can apply for a one-time exception. This is what the German team did with Jamal Musiala, allowing him to play for them instead of England. But Bangladesh didn't have the option of doing this, since they didn't have any British players in their squad. But luckily, there was a loophole, one that they could exploit. See, the prerequisite of meeting your heritage doesn't necessarily mean you have to be born in that country. It can also refer to your parents or grandparents. And in this case, Hamza's grandfather was born in Bangladesh. This meant that Hamza was eligible to play for them, and all he had to do was agree to it. On December 8, 2024, it was announced that Hamza had opted to represent Bangladesh over England. A couple of days later, he was called up to the England U21 squad for their upcoming European qualifiers. But he didn't show up. Instead, he flew to Barcelona, where he spent some time training with the Bangladesh squad. But some people weren't happy about this. They argued that switching allegiances to a team like Bangladesh would ruin his career. And to be honest, we kind of thought the same. But turns out we were wrong. Very wrong. You see, on March 22, 2025, Hamza arrived in Bangladesh. I'm not talking about a quiet arrival. No, this guy entered the country like a rock star. Thousands of fans were waiting for him at the airport, and he even had a red carpet entry. Talk about making someone feel special. But the party didn't stop there. No, sir. There was a massive welcome ceremony organized by the BFF, which is the Bangladesh Football Federation. And it was attended by Sports Minister of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, Youth and Sports Ministry, BFF President, and General Secretary, along with many other distinguished guests. And if you're wondering what they were celebrating, well, it was none other than Hamza Choudhury. He was officially unveiled as Bangladesh's newest player, and honestly, we don't blame them for going all out. You see, Hamza isn't just any player. He brings with him a wealth of experience and skills that will undoubtedly benefit the team. His time at Leicester City has equipped him with the necessary know-how to excel at the highest level. And his performances in the championship this season have been nothing short of impressive. Ability to read the game, intercept passes, and break up opposition attacks has been crucial for his team's success. But it's not just his defensive capabilities that make him an asset. No. Hamza is also a creative force to be reckoned with. His pinpoint crosses and through balls have caused havoc in the opposition. Estefenson created numerous scoring opportunities for his teammates. And let's not forget his leadership qualities. Hamza is the type of player who leads by example. His never-say-die attitude and willingness to put his body on the line have inspired those around him to raise their game. He's the kind of player who doesn't shy away from taking responsibility and making the tough tackles. So yeah, you can understand why the Bangladesh fans were going crazy when he arrived. They knew they had a gem of a player on their hands. And what better way to show their appreciation than with a grand welcome? Hamza was unveiled in front of the media at a press conference, where he expressed his excitement about joining the team. He spoke about his desire to help Bangladesh qualify for the AFC Asian Cup and how he was looking forward to playing in front of the passionate Bangladeshi fans. And let me tell you, the fans haven't disappointed. Every time Hamza has taken to the field for Bangladesh, the crowds have been electric. The noise levels in the stadium have reached a deafening roar as the fans cheer on their new hero. But it's not just the fans who are excited about Hamza's arrival. The entire team is buzzing with enthusiasm. His presence has lifted the spirits of the players, and the chemistry within the squad has improved. In an interview, Bangladesh head coach Javier Forgas spoke about how Hamza's experience and quality had been a great addition to the team. He praised Hamza's versatility and ability to control the midfield and expressed his confidence in the player's ability to make a significant contribution to the team. Forgas has deployed Hamza in a slightly deeper role, allowing him to dictate the tempo of the game and pull the strings in the midfield. And let me tell you, it's been a masterstroke. Hamza's passing range and vision have unlocked defenses with ease, and his ability to break up opposition attacks has given the team a much-needed balance. But it hasn't been all smooth sailing. There were a few doubters who questioned Hamza's decision to play for Bangladesh, arguing that he would be better off playing for a more established team. But Hamza has silenced the critics with his performances on the pitch. He's showcasing the kind of form that has turned heads and made people take notice. The cherry on top was his debut goal, a screamer against Bhutan in a World Cup qualifier. If you want to see the replay, well, I guess you'll have to wait till next week's video, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, his impact has been nothing short of remarkable, and he's quickly becoming a fan favorite. The supporters have taken him to their hearts, and he's already considered a legend in some circles. His influence goes beyond just football. He's become a symbol of hope and inspiration for South Asian football fans all over the world. His story is proof that anything is possible if you set your mind to it. And let's not forget the ripple effect he's creating. The mere presence of a player of Hamza's caliber has raised the bar for Bangladeshi football. He's setting an example for aspiring young players and showing them that they too can make it to the big stage. As we look to the future, the possibilities seem endless. Hamza's arrival has breathed new life into the team, and the fans are dreaming big. They believe that this is just the beginning, and that Hamza is the missing piece that will lead them to glory. So here's to Hamza Choudhury, the Leicester City hero who chose to follow his heart and play for Bangladesh. So here's to what the next chapter holds. That's all for today, folks. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Once Upon a Time in Football. If you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.